Now I'm going to go on for around 10 to 15 minutes here, so you may not believe me, but honestly, when I sat down a moment ago to write out my notes for this video, I was a little bit lost for words, because clearly this isn't going to be my usual match analysis where I talk about the tactics of the game, how it was won and lost, and who the star performers were. It's much, much bigger than that, isn't it? Because Liverpool are now Premier League champions, and after 35 years they finally had the chance to celebrate it here at Anfield in front of supporters. And for me, really, it's 35 years of pain ending here today, and I think we can finally kind of admit that now, because of course Liverpool did end the wait for a Premier League title a while ago, didn't they? 5 years ago now, in fact, in winning that 1920 title. And although all the talk at the time of a COVID title is total nonsense, Liverpool obviously had it wrapped up even before the pandemic, and they really were that year one of the greatest Premier League sides we've ever seen, so you can't do down the achievement. But of course, it just didn't feel right, really, did it, at the time, you know, after such a long wait, to not have the chance to see a full Anfield herald it, to have people all over the country, all over the world, to be able to get together as Liverpool supporters to celebrate it. It just wasn't really right, and I was one of the people who was kind of lucky enough, really, to be in the stadium that night when Jordan Henderson lifted the trophy in the cop behind me. And I say lucky, but it just wasn't what I had expected or hoped for or dreamed of in the build-up to that big title win after Liverpool had waited so long, really. It was cold in here, it felt empty, it felt insincere, it just didn't feel like I always thought it would in the many years before that, when I was thinking about the idea of Liverpool winning the title. Because, you know, it's great to be champions, isn't it? It's great to have that achievement, it's great to have Liverpool's name on the trophy, but football isn't just about that. You know, if you want to just talk about the records, you can go and look on Wikipedia, see who won what, see who was top scorer, and consume your football in that way. But really, the heart of the game really is the emotion behind it and what it means to supporters, as I say, not just here in Anfield, but all over the world, who get together every week in Australia to watch the games at 4 a.m, or, you know, the fans who go up and down the country with Liverpool are in every away, and even if it's a Wednesday night in Bournemouth in the League Cup. These people all over the world are the lifeblood of Liverpool FC, the lifeblood of football in general. And so, you know, to have a title win that didn't involve them, that's just not what you dream of, really, is it? And so, you know, you could see that today, really, in that this was so much bigger than 1920. It was that outpouring of emotion and everybody in party mode, because they have waited 35 years for this, and this was the final let-off, the moment that Liverpool got over the line, and everybody had the chance to get together, to hug each other, to kiss each other, to really embrace the joy of this moment. And it really, really was special. And to be honest, you could see it coming in earlier in the day. I mean, I got the train in today, you know, spoiler, I'm going to maybe have a pint later, so I didn't want to drive. And, you know, it was just red all the way through the city. Everyone had kind of heeded Virgil van Dijk's call for that red to be worn. I saw smiles, everybody was happy, everyone was really excited about the prospect of what was to come today at Anfield. And I even saw a few Spurs fans walking through the city centre singing "Second again, ole ole." So it looked like they were going to be pretty obliging as well, in terms of they don't want Arsenal to win the title or even have a sniff of it. So it seemed like they were going to come here and make it easy for Liverpool. And as I say, you know, you get into the ground as well, and that excitement was here too. I mean, you know, you see the staff here who I see week in, week out throughout the season. So many Liverpool fans in there, of course, as you would expect, working for Liverpool. The team behind the scenes, you get to see so many reporters that we've seen down the years as well. Of course, again, it won't surprise you that many of those are Liverpool supporters, and so it means an awful lot of that to them as well. So, you know, there's a few nerves and a few chats about, oh, well, what if Spurs win? It would really pop the balloon, wouldn't it, today? A few jokes about that, but really just excitement about what was to come, really. And you can just hear a few fans who are in there getting a bit lively in the box over there. See, nobody wanted to leave Anfield today. But as I say, you know, of course, when you have all that build-up, that excitement, everybody really can't wait for the game to start, and then it's just absolutely classic Liverpool, isn't it, to throw a little bit of nerves in the mix and, of course, concede a goal in the 12th minute and make things, you know, you just have to have that bit of jeopardy, don't you? As I say, it's not as much fun if you don't have that, and I think it always helps inspire the crowd as well. I've always said that the games are better when there's jeopardy in them. So that 12 minutes there, or the minutes after the goal, the 4 minutes after the goal where Tottenham score, that's kind of everything in football, isn't it? That moment of maybe we won't win it today. But of course, Liverpool rolled back, didn't they? And by half-time, they'd scored those 3 goals and pretty much had the game and the title wrapped up. And then from that moment, really, it was just an outpouring of emotion in all four corners of this incredible stadium. Really, it was just party mode. Really, the smoke bombs were going off, every single song was getting sung. You know, it was literally serenading every player who took a touch. You know, they were booing every moment Spurs touched the ball or got a decision in their favour. It was just incredibly loud, really. And I think from the moment, actually, that You'll Never Walk Alone was sung, I mean, that is one of the most moving versions of that song I've ever seen in my life. It was truly, truly beautiful. And then from that moment, really, the atmosphere didn't stop, and it was just incredible, really. And that kind of helped the team get over the line, helped blow Spurs away, helped ease those nerves. And in the end, obviously, coming out really comfortable winners, 5-1 in the end. But after that, the moment when it was confirmed, that final whistle, was just remarkable, really. I said I'm kind of lost for words. I'm running out of superlatives to describe the emotions and the fervour and everything that I've seen in this ground today. But that full-time whistle, that will live with me till the day I die. The huge roar, again, one of the loudest roars I've ever heard in Anfield. The dancing starts, then One Kiss comes on, and everybody's dancing in the stands, hugging each other, embracing each other. Everybody's looking around for everybody that they know and just loving every moment of it. I did see a few tears getting shed as well, absolutely rightly so, because people have had to wait a long time for this, and it was just an absolute privilege to be here and to witness this in person. I know how fortunate I am. I know I've got very, very lucky guy to do this job, and so yeah, it was just pretty remarkable from that moment on. And then of course you get every song getting sung, the players dancing in front of the Kop, and then Arne Slot singing Jurgen Klopp's song as well, which I thought was a beautiful moment, because of course it's very Jurgen Klopp to sing the Arne Slot song and set him up. He's a bit of an exhibitionist, whereas Arne Slot's a little bit more reserved than that, so I didn't really expect that from him. So it took a lot of guts to do that, but again, he was kind of giving a nod to the fact that he'd been left such strong foundations by one of the true Liverpool legend in Jurgen Klopp, and that he's he's been very lucky himself to kind of inherit this. Although I'm saying about luck there, and I do want to say that there's nothing lucky whatsoever about this title win, in fact, and that's kind of one of the main points I want to make here, is that there isn't anything fortunate about this, because Arne Slot has come in, and you can look at it as, yes, he's inherited a fantastic situation, but that is such a tough job to follow. A legendary manager like Jurgen Klopp, and there was nobody who was predicting that he would achieve this season and go on and win the title, and to come into a new league and to instantly adapt to it, to learn all the lessons on the job with a squad that you've only been able to add Chiesa to, who you don't even use. It's just a remarkable achievement. And the fact is that you've got to look at it, Liverpool are on for 92 points at the moment, which would be a title win in total in many a season. So the fact that they've gone and done that in a season here where Arne Slot is just coming into this new environment, the Premier League, and learning all about it, I just think it says an awful lot about him as a manager. And I also want to give credit to the players as well, because sometimes it can be good to get a new voice and a fresh perspective, but also the players have got to be willing to embrace that, haven't they? And they've got to be open to new ideas, and none of these players kind of closed off to the manager. They were all willing to listen to what he had to say. They were all up for learning those things, for learning new ways of playing football, and nobody was kind of saying, oh well, we used to do it like this way, we used to do it this way under the old manager, or anything like that. Nobody was thinking like that. They were open to these ideas, they embraced them, and together you had a manager and a squad pulling in the same direction, and that is why they've achieved this remarkable feat. And it also kind of makes you think that there's even more to come from this squad and manager as well, which is a pretty remarkable thought when he's had a win like this in his first season. Now, one point I want to make before I wrap it up as well is that it's not just about these players, this manager, and what they've achieved this season, but also the fact that there's a wider historical context to this as well, in terms of what it means for Liverpool, and that is that with 20 titles now, they've equalled Manchester United. They've also got 6 European Cups. They've won more trophies than any other club in England, and this is yet another title-winning manager they've got here. And I just think it means that, without question, we can say now that I am stood here at the home of the most successful football club in England, and it feels pretty good to say that, I imagine. And I think for all that talk of Sir Alex Ferguson knocking Liverpool off the perch, they're firmly back on it. And you look at the condition of the two clubs this season and where they're at, you back Liverpool to win a trophy again before Manchester United, that's for certain. So as I say, Liverpool back on the perch, the biggest club in England. That makes this achievement all the more remarkable, doesn't it? But as I said, title wins are not just about that. They're not just about the history books and where you put yourself on Wikipedia and all those things. They're about people. Title wins are about people. Winning any trophy is about people. In fact, in football, sometimes the losing's about the people. And so I have to go in a minute, because for me, you know, I want to go out there, I want to get to the pubs around Anfield, I want to meet the people who make the game special for me, who you know, the people who are my relations around Liverpool, who love this club, and it's, you know, it's been the kind of background to our lives, our relationships throughout the years. I'm talking about the people who, you know, before I was a reporter, I used to go around watching Liverpool with, you know, the ones who I've seen all across Europe, all across the world, up and down this country, and met for a pint even when I've been reporting on games afterward, had a bit of a debrief, and they've been, you know, lifelong friends through this shared passion that we've had. And I know I usually don't kind of admit that and go down this route, because I try and keep it professional, but of course, yes, I do support Liverpool and it is my team. And so, you know, I've got a lot of friends and family who this will be incredibly special for, and that for me is the essence of football, is that I get to go out now after I've filmed and uploaded this video and go and share it with them, and, you know, soak every minute of joy out of the fact that after 3 decades and all of us talking about what this would be like, it's finally happened, and we get to relish in it and enjoy every single moment. And I just hope for you guys, no matter whether you've been at Anfield today or you're watching it around Liverpool, or you're miles away from the city, you could be on the other side of the world, that you get to celebrate it as well with the people who make Liverpool special for you, because that's what football's all about. It's not just about titles and trophies. It's about the people that you get to share the highs and the lows with. So I'm going to go and find mine now in a pub somewhere around Anfield, and I can't wait to hug them all and sing some songs and really just take in every single moment of this, because, you know, this doesn't come along very often. They'll never win it for the first time in front of fans in 30 years, again in my lifetime surely. So this is a big, big moment, and I hope you guys soak up every second of it. It's absolute magic. What an achievement from this team and squad. How great it is that we get to celebrate it properly. So yeah, I'm heading off to the pub now, so I'll see you guys very soon.